Behold, Hot Wheels aren't the only ones that can do the Lamborghini anymore. Masterpiece Lambor, today on Guerilla Reviews. Now, as many of you may know, this is not a Hasbro product. This is a Takara Tommy product, which is fortunate because Lamborghini tends not to license out to too many toy companies, which is why I made that Hot Wheels crack earlier, because they either go through them or they tend to go through their own model kits, and well, nobody really likes assembling those because that usually involves a lot of glue, and that can get exceptionally hard to get a hold of due to all the huffers. Glue huffers, not the figure. Anyway, one of the interesting things about this figure, if we look over here, you see this little sticker right here? Let me get it up close for you. That's a VIN. That's how officially and how seriously Lamborghini took this. They actually include a VIN with each one of these figures. That's amazing. Now, as we can see, this is a very fine representation of the Lamborghini Countach, the rather iconic car from the 80s. Apparently this one is rather special because it is the LP500S. Now, from episodes of Top Gear, I've discerned that when they add 500 or numbers like that on there, that tends to mean a lot more horsepower than the original version. Not too sure what the rest of it means, but still, very nice. Another interesting feature is that right on the hood of the car here, there's a little spring-loaded slot. Or you can, in vehicle mode, plug in his weapons. Two of them here, his little cannon and his gun. You can just plug that into the side there. It's present quite snugly. And with a little bit of effort, there we go. We have an attack mode for the car. Outside of one episode of G1, I'm not too sure if those ever actually used, but still, it's a nice feature. Now, one thing that I should make very clear right now, because Lamborghini had such a hand in the creation of this thing, they had to make sure that the paint was very accurate. As a result, what looks good for the car doesn't necessarily look good as a toy, because there have been some egregious to rather minor paint errors on this particular version. Mine even has a couple right here on the spoiler here. There's a little bit of a paint splotch, and see here now, one of these doors. Ah, there we go. A little bit of a scratch right there on that, but I can live with it. It's really matters to how much of the errors you can actually live with, if you do have them. For a brief time, they were doing exchanges at online retailers. I'm not too sure if they're doing that now. So if you do end up getting this, keep in mind that you may not get everything out of the print is perfect, but it really is these days. Now, the online sticker company Ripple Labels does have a set for this toy. I am considering it, and if I ever get like 3 or 4 more things, in fact I'm making this right now, I'm going to include that set onto this, so it looks a little bit more like the G1 toy, at least in robot mode. It is a very nice set, and if you were so inclined, I would suggest getting it. Well, I imagine since many of you are probably tired of the minutiae and logistics and just want to go on this transformation, let's get down to it. First, we will fold down these panels, and we will up here, unpeg the top of the car, then we will unpeg the hood, like so. Then we will fold this part out for the oil start being the legs. Fold out this part and fold these wheels down. Trust me, you do not want to leave these up. You probably do, depending on your taste, but I personally don't. Okay, fold up down this part. Fold the hood down. Fold in the head to complete it. Fold that up, twist, repeat. There we go. Then we will unfold that, twist, and bring out that hand. Pull that part back in for one arm. Repeat on the other side for the other arm. There we go. And we'll get to the rest right now. Let's see here. First we will lift up these spoilers, fold down and twist, fold the foot down that way, sorry, Then we will untab this panel, fold this down. Repeat on the other side. There we go. Fold back in the spoiler for there. Split the legs. Fold down this part for the crotch. Then we will tab in that. Then come around the back here. Fold in these parts. And fold those in. Actually, hang on. There we go. There. There we are. And there we go. Masterpiece 12 Lambor and robot mode. I think you'll find that he stands a lot better once you fold out these heels. Oh yeah, that's much better. Now in robot mode he does have his weapon accessories. He has this shoulder cannon which you can put on either shoulder. Well, once you get the tab to cooperate, you can get it on your shoulder. There we go. Nice little partial swivel there. Then you have his gun, which is a nice silver. Get this little tab here, goes into either hand. I want to make certain though that it is secure before you close it up. There we go. And there's his weapon accessories, but he also has these. The one episode, rather esoterica item, the pile drivers. I've never even used these because it's a little silly, but you just fold in the hand here, and then these little tabs right here kind of just go right there. Now, there have been people who have made the more screwdriver pile drivers. They've either been exclusives or they've been a little overpriced. Personally, I've never really found much interest in them anyway. People have been a little upset too that there's been no jetpack for them because that's apparently much nicer accessory. But that would have probably scratched up this part right here, so I'm not surprised I skipped it. But still, it's something. Moving on to articulation, his head is on a ball joint, so you can get some nice head poses out of him. Double joint on the shoulder here. An unintentional swivel there. So, you know, upper arms swivel, along with a very nice elbow joint. Hands do rotate. Waist joint. Double joint on here, not necessarily a ball joint. And then the swivel joint on top of the thigh, along with a decent, rather, knee joint there, and his ankles, well, they do have a joint right here that does allow them to swivel slightly. They can go up and down. How much you want to do it is really up to you, but still, very nicely articulated. Now there will be some repaints coming up with this guy. Recently there will be a repaint of Red Alert with his little schizophrenia little things on it for his head. But there's also going to be a convention exclusive Tiger track. That looks to be exceptionally bizarre and very expensive. But if you want a yellow Lamborghini, it looks like that's the best they're going to do, because there's a lot of debate as to whether or not they should redo this one as Sunstreaker. Many say no, some say yes. But in the meantime, if you really want a Tiger track, that's perhaps your best bet at the moment. Otherwise, just stick with Red Alert and call it good. Or this one, if you so prefer. Well, that about does it for this Guerilla review. I am the Deceptiwolf. This has been Masterpiece Lambor, aka Sideswipe. And I gotta remind you all, free your mind, free your toys.